Now, what if we have two variables with categorical data that we want to compare to and take a look at and analyze? Well, since they're really not numeric, we can represent something numeric about them, and that would really be their counts. Therefore, if we have a variable, male, female students in our class, a goal might be to compare the count of students, 22 male, 28 female, and that would display this as a table of counts. This provides what we call a one-dimension observation of the variables. If we add a second variable to the counts, we will create a two-dimensional view of the data. And if we compare the counts of two categorical variables, it is called a contingency table. A contingency table is a two-dimensional table, rows and columns, in which two sets of variables are counted as a cross-tabulation, or crosstab for short. In our above example, we can add hair color, and it creates the following table. Let's assume that we had this data where we had red hair, blonde hair, brown, black hair, and we just group everybody together. There's 2 and 2 and 5 and 8 and 15 and 18. This is our contingency table of this gender to hair color. Now, if we have some rows and columns for the students containing gender, male and female, hair color, we can create a contingency table in Excel by using the COUNTIF function. Again, we have a separate video for this to show you how to do this specifically, but it's important to show it here. If we wanted to know the number of students with blonde hair, we could do the following. COUNTIF B2 to B50 is going to represent the column with the hair. This would be the hair color, which would be blonde, brown, black, or red. And it would give us the appropriate counts. If we wanted to know the number of male students, we could do the same thing, COUNTIF, but we'll count the A column. To get the students who are male with blonde hair, we have to put both conditions in, and it looks like this. COUNTIF, A2 to A50 is male, and then it would be an AND in your mind here, B2 to B50 as blonde. And it would give us the appropriate numbers. Once you have the counts of the contingency table, you can then add row sums and column sums to get an idea of the differences between each of the collective groupings. You can further change the contingency table from counts to percentages using some basic functions in Excel. Each row sum and column sum simply uses the sum function. And again, the sum function is just going to sum a set of data within Excel. You can highlight a whole column or group of cells and it will sum them up. And this will give you the total sum counts. On the right here, you can see that for each column for male, female, we have the 22. We've done the sum there and the sum for the female. The percentage table duplicates the table above. However, we take the cell entries, in this case, the 2 for male red hair, 5 for male blonde hair, and we divide by the bottom grand total, that's the green cell, which is 50. When we do that, we'll actually get this 4%. So in this case, we do B2 divided by E5 to get the percentage, and that gives us the 4%. When we repeat this for each one of the cells, we can then do our row sums, or it can be computed as well, and you will see that everything will add up to 100. Now, pivot tables are a very quick and easy way to make contingency tables, and in Excel, a pivot table will help do this as well. So if you're familiar with pivot tables, you can skip through this, and if you're not, we don't go through this in detail here, but pivot tables are used, and we have a separate video to do that as well, to show grand totals and utilize some other summary calculations. So below, you can see this is what the output would look like for a pivot table for the same thing that we produced